played it before, you're fine.
I haven't played it
He
before.
hasn't played 2 yet.
Well, we're live.
Oh shit. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the final Savecast for December. I have no idea what we're doing, so
Podcast, you just said it.
that's about
Yay.
all I know.
That's what we should do. We don't know.
Wait, I'll start off. What do you think about all the games that were supposed to come out late this year being pushed back to like February of next year?
Well, seeing how the games that came out this year have a great record of working, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I did hear about the Unity fiasco, and I encountered some problems with Inquisition myself.
have you?
Yeah,
I mean, with games being pushed back, that's perfectly fine because of things like that. I'd rather it be, working when it comes out than not be able to play it after I've already bought it, sitting there going, "Yay!"
Well, this
I
is
have.
what I thought with the podcast today. We could talk about other stuff too, of course, of always. It's a shit show, so it has no order as far as I can ever tell.
No.
So anyways, today I was thinking, since it's end of the year, maybe we could talk a little bit about, like, if you want to talk about like stuff you got for Christmas, that's fine, whatever. But I was thinking like games that came out this year, or it doesn't even matter if they're released, or just whatever like gaming experiences you had this year, should give us enough to like go on about for a while, and then we can like rant about anything else to Unity to butt nuggets for all I care. So
You.
I didn't play Butt Nuggets. Was it good?
you can only get it at McDonald's.
Oh, it's one of those.
I
Yeah,
played it in beta. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah. Not quite as good as Sneak King.
Right.
I have
Uh,
that.
I guess I'll start off. The only real game I got was Inquisition for an early Christmas present. That was 80 hours of fun to an
Damn.
extent.
You played 80 hours of that shit already?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm one of those people that whenever I play an RPG like Skyrim or Oblivion or anything like that, I do like a couple of side quests, and occasionally I'll do a main mission quest, then like 10 side quests. There's a lot to do in there. It's fun. The only real problems I had was when it first came out, there was like a frame rate issue where I was getting like maybe 40 frames per second all the time. Everything was like really choppy until about, I think, like the day after or 2 days after, NVIDIA released a patch, and that seemed to relatively fix it. Didn't help that my video card at the time was kind of getting long in the tooth. But yeah, it was really fun. Had some things with the story that I particularly, that the Dragon Age series has always had that I didn't like. And again, after 80 hours, I was like, it was over. I'm like, oh, thank God. 'Cause I wanted to beat it, but I didn't want to play it anymore.
Yeah, it just kind of drug on too long, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great game. Love the shit out of it.
Yeah, Joe experienced it last night.
Oh, with Far Cry 3?
Yeah, he was playing Far Cry 3. He's like, this goes on a little bit long. I'm like, yep.
Yeah. Well, because like in Far Cry 3, if anybody hasn't played yet, too bad, just don't listen. But after you kill Voss, which he's I mean, I guess he really wasn't the main bad guy, but in a way, that's what he felt like. And it's like, well, I killed him. This is 2 hours later after doing that, so it's like, okay. And the ending was kind of like, okay, so you want me to choose between my friends and this really hot chick. And I've been saving my friends for the last 10 hours.
The whole point of the game was saving your friends. Who do you think
Yeah.
I'm going to choose?
Yeah, like, why did you even bother giving me?
Well, Joe, I know you, and in real life, we'd be fucked.
I don't know.
If that choice ever, no,
I'm going to go with no, because I have chosen you over hot chicks before. And I don't know why. I may regret this.
What does that mean?
It's just cut morals again. You let him get it in the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you talking about that curse I have, or every time you tell me you're in a relationship, like the instant you tell me it ends?
No, next time you talk about it to me, I'm done with the relationship. Yeah.
Just say marshmallow. I'll know.
So how's it going with that one girl, Marshmallow?
Yeah, so I was out with Jenny. Joe, wait a second, Joe. Who's Jenny? Marshmallow. Got it? Keep my mouth shut. The awkward moment, you're like, no, Marshmallow was a stripper I met last night. We're good. False alarm.
I just let people walk in.
Some
Just
games do
hey,
that.
what's up?
I feel like they kind of, I don't know how to otherwise to say this, kind of like blow their wad a little bit early with like something that felt like it should have been the ending.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I agree.
after that, it's like.
I call that the Lord of the Rings Return of the King syndrome. They're just ending after fucking ending after fucking ending.
At least that was ending after fucking ending after fucking ending. Not here's the ending and here's a whole nother movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's what
games
Hobbit is.
rarely ever end well, so when they do, I'm
Yeah,
actually
that's true.
shocked. So, Don, what else you got on your list?
That was pretty much it. I remember playing something else earlier. Well, I guess it wasn't that memorable. I can't remember it. Mostly kind of getting fed up to Hero of Smite. Kind of done with that.
About time.
I've been playing Warframe a lot because they've had a bunch of updates in a relatively short
They
period of time.
update that game like every other week,
Yeah.
which that's kind of nice for that type of game. You need to do that.
Yeah. Been a lot of good updates, some kind of updates. Archwing in particular. I was talking with you, Joe, last night. Got a lot of potential, but it's like, I don't know. It's just, it feels like really felt like they put a lot of work in like the first half of it, and the last half they're just like, fuck it. They decided to rest on their laurels. But it becomes more like a real pain in the ass. Like it's so hard to. It's really, really difficult to level up the Archwing weapons because you have specific weapons for it. You can't use your basic weapons, and the Archwing itself is also very difficult to level up. And if you want to get a new Archwing or any new any new weapons or Archwing parts or a different Archwing, it's so fucking difficult to find them. You get the same 5 mods over and over and over again.
Grant,
But yeah,
what's up with you?
I just noticed that.
Like you're just.
I was
now
wondering, like, what the
asking-
fuck is that obnoxious beeping noise? Grant had this, add that. Like, what the hell is that?
This is the thing with Grant every time he needs to dress up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don. So you like Warframe? We get it.
Yeah. It's the only MMO I can stand. I played Archage for about
It's not even an
10
MMO.
hours.
Not really an MMO. No. It's a free-to-play game.
It's a free-to-play shooting, like Mass Effect
Yeah.
thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Which is, fine, to each his own. But I kind of got, I don't know. It was repetitive to me, so I was like, I don't know, maybe I just need to go away and then get back into it, and then I try it, and then it's like,
Yeah.
maybe I need to wait a little bit longer.
I like to take breaks from it and then gotta go back and play for a little bit and then
Yeah,
stop for a while.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, they did update shit out of it this year.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much what I do with Warframe or any game, really. I take breaks from it and come back. I did that with Warframe all the time, but they kept updating things and, like adding primed versions of weapons and, like, just kept... And I had nothing else to do, so it's like, fuck it, I'll just play Warframe.
Yeah.
Because usually, I don't know, I play like Civ 5 or Smite or something like that, but, only so many times I could fucking get into war with Shaka Zulu, and only so many times I can get my ass handed to me by an assassin, even though I'm a tank in Smite.
It's funny, when you say Shaka Zulu, for some reason, a picture of Grace Jones shoots into my head. I don't know why. Anyways, this is called being mentally disturbed.
Yeah.
Since I'm not hosting, I guess I'll go next. Yay!
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, actually, this brings up a good point because I need to look at Steam because I have too much crap. Actually remind me of what the hell I played this year. So first thing I want to say right off the bat, because I was just reminded of it because Joe last night was technically BioShock came out 2013, but the Episode 2 DLC came out this year, so I'm gonna count that. That was by far one of my favorite experiences this year, and I don't want to ruin it for Joe, but
Don't ruin it for me either. I haven't played it yet.
yeah. But man, they like basically took BioShock and turned it into a stealth action game. it's kind of nuts, and it was lots
Sounds
of
good.
fun, and they actually did find a way to tie everything all together, which was fantastic, fantastically done. I love it. So if nobody's played those yet, you just kind of need to. They're fantastic. Let's see. I'm gonna count Broforce, even though it's not out yet. But man, I spent a lot of time at Broforce. It says I got 16 hours into beta. It's like, no other reason than it's just like incredibly stupid, and a lot of stuff blows up, and dumb things as simple as the sound effect. I just like when you go to a flag and he's like, yeah, you know. Yeah, that game's shit tons of fun. I can't wait for him to finish it. Let's see. I'm realizing how much stuff I didn't play this year. It's just kind of sad. Too busy.
Yeah, definitely been a few games I feel like I've been playing all year, and I haven't finished them, and then I didn't get to other games because of that.
Yeah, and that's why I haven't bought so many games with Steam sale, just because I've been backed up. I guess technically I beat Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, and I'm sure we all did because it was like a whole whopping 2 hours long.
My game won't
Yeah,
finish. It
I
crashes
mean, I've done a bunch of
after
the side
credits.
missions too, which it is really, really fun.
Yeah, it's fun and it's freaking gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
They did a good job of porting that over.
Yes, I said to you, like, bravo to Konami and Nvidia, because I mean Nvidia helped them port it and everything, and they did just a fantastic job and totally superior, head over heels of the console versions. It was really perfectly well done.
Yeah, when
Ran smooth.
Nvidia ports stuff, I'm always a little bit afraid, especially like right now because I'm still on the APU. Because they tend to be a little bit fanboy towards Intel, you know?
Yeah.
So when they optimize, they don't really optimize all that great for AMD. And so I was like, oh man, Nvidia did this. This is gonna run like crap. And I was surprised. It like ran well. Everything that they added to it, with maybe the exception of HBAO, can run just as well on an AMD card as it can on Nvidia. HBAO Plus can still run on a AMD card, just you lose some frames from it. Yeah, and I mean, they just went back through the entire game and did a lot of optimizations for PC, which you typically don't see. A lot of times when they port stuff over, it'll do like, oh, we'll just leave the level of detail the same on this as the console, and then just add some filters on top of it, and we'll call it done. There's pictures on Nvidia's website you can actually look at with a slider comparing it to the PS4. There's like a stark difference between the two. Like you can see like a lot more detail on stuff in the distance, even like on the lowest spec and stuff. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, the biggest thing I noticed was the lighting. Like there was just so many more lights, like dynamic lights actually in it.
Lights. I did not. I was shocked by that. I don't know if you were too, because I saw the PS4 version. I did not think it looked that bad on the PS4. You know more about this than I do, but man, the lighting in that, just like the way it like hit rocks and just like hit them perfectly the way they look like they're supposed to and whatnot, is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, I mean a lot of that more has to do with the processors too, because a lot of shaders and stuff are more put on processor than they are actually on the graphics card. So, I mean, the PC just has a lot better processors, for sure. So.
Yeah. I mean, you got anything else you want to add to it? I can't think of anything. Only thing I think looked kind of weird was some of the depth of field effects. Looked a little bit weird, made some of the people...
Every once in a while, it would kind of do something weird. But I think it was still kind of just... I think that's just the Fox engine in general, because, like, some of the effects were the same way they were in, like, Metal Gear Solid 4 and stuff, which they probably just kind of carried over, just kind of did little weird focusing things.
Yeah, at some points it really stood out and made some people in the foreground look like they're kind of like cardboard cutout characters or something. It was kind of weird.
Right.
Speaking of, I might buy South Park tonight, so yay. Let's see, I just saw one too. I know we started playing Hawken again, and they updated that again this year, so
yes,
played a lot of free-to-play.
And it's really, really good as well.
Yeah, it's
Um,
way better than it was before.
yeah, like I don't know, like a lot of people talk about between Hawken and Titanfall, and I like Titanfall more than I like Hawken. But if you're looking for the mech type of fighting though, Hawken's definitely better in that respect. It has the machine feel down.
Yeah, to me, Hawkins sort of like the Steel Battalion to Mech Warrior kind of ratio
Right.
there as far as difference. So I played a little bit last night, but Lynchdom Battle Mage is pretty kick-ass. I'm only a few hours in. My respect, I can tell you right here. I'm 111 minutes in, but I'm shocked for it being a Crytek engine. You know the hell storm that is uh, the Crytek engine for me. I hate it. I hate
Yeah.
doing anything with it. It's a pain in the ass, and typically breaks on something like 9 times
Really.
out of 10.
Huh. I normally actually do not have a problem with the Crytek engine. Like I tried out Rise the other day, and the only thing I had to turn down was the super sampling, and it ran fantastic.
Yeah, I have not played Rise on PC yet, so I can't speak to that.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is super gorgeous. And actually, don't understand people's complaints about that game. Like
Because people are
it feels like an
assholes.
action game with you can do like extra combos that are kind of like quick time events, but that's I mean it's pretty damn good for what it is. We don't have Roman action games every day, so be happy about it, damn it.
It
yes,
also it bothers me when people play a genre game and you know damn well what the game is going to entail. You know, it's a same type of game that you've seen 100 times before, but it's like a new thing. You know, like somebody plays like Darksiders, it'd be like, oh, this is bullshit. It's just a God of War ripoff. It's like it's a genre. You know exactly what you're expecting. And with
Right.
Rise, it's a launch title. Two, it's a third-person action beat 'em up kind of brawler sort of deal. So
Right.
I don't know why people expect something more than what it is when they know goddamn well what the game is going to be.
I didn't really expect anything more from it, and I thought it was fine. Like I told Joe, I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was like the best game I ever played or anything like that.
Right.
It was certainly one of the best looking on the Xbox when I played it. I don't know how it is on PC. On the Xbox, the only problem I had is there's a lot of. It did the typical Crytek thing where like objects would appear 2 feet in front of you.
No, I did not notice that at all on PC.
Yeah, I imagine on the PC it's probably got to be a lot better. So, I talked to you about this when Crytek Engine first came out, or at least the one on what was it, Crytek 2?
Oh,
On
CryEngine 2. Yeah.
CryEngine 2 on Crisis. It had
Yeah.
problems with that. CryEngine 3 they've had it out for a lot longer. Anything else seems to be coming into its own a little bit more.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like as of late with what was it we played Evolve this, you said Rome's fine on it. It seems like it's actually starting to become a really good engine. It seems like the last 2 times they didn't let it like kind of ferment long enough for it to be anything.
Yeah, CryEngine 2. I felt like they put it out, and for like it was only out for like a couple of years, and there was only a handful of games that came out. It didn't seem like they worked on it, and they just kind of went to CryEngine 3 and just fixed everything, I guess.
Yeah. So I was worried because with Crisis 3, I tried it on this hardware once. This is a quad-core APU, and then I get a 760 in there, and it was like, yeah, I don't want to run on this. No, no, it's like being snobbery. It was like, no, it's not good enough. Um, Now, Lynchdom Battle Mage, it pushes the machine button the right way.
Yeah.
I can't do a 60 frames unless I knock it all the way down to medium or do like a combination of medium and high. So I just said fuck it and turned on the motion blur to kind of like smooth it out and stuff, and then locked it to 30. And I'm running very high on a 760 at 30, and it's like it's fine to me. I'm okay
Right.
running it like that because it's just got so much beautiful gobbledygook and physics crap all over this place, and I'm like, yeah, if anything, I'm just gonna enjoy this because it's so goddamn beautiful. It's just like stupid. You just shoot stuff until you don't have like a stupid power gauge for like your magical powers or anything. It's like basically you got like a
Right.
fireball machine gun in your hand.
I have a question about the game, because I got it a while ago, and I was playing it.
Hmm.
In all the videos they have for the ice thing, it shows some shooting ice balls out of his hand
Mhm.
instead of like a flamethrower type you know,
Like a jet that just freezes them.
yeah. Is there a way to switch between modes or something, or did they just change it and
As
didn't
you
bother
play the
making
game,
videos?
you can. It's got two systems, so you can let the game sort of like an easy mode to auto craft spells
Right.
and stuff
That's
for you,
pretty much what I was using. Yeah.
or you can craft yourself. And as my understanding is that's one of the things you can do. Is it's like a more powerful shot, but it's like a burst like that.
Okay.
Um. So yeah, I'm gonna keep on playing that and enjoy the hell out of that. Let's see. Grant got me Lift Rousers, and I played enough of that to know if I like it or not, and I like it. It's basically tickling my old Geometry Wars bone. It's just score based. You know,
Oh,
the
is it
cool
a
thing.
twin stick shooter?
It's not even twin stick. It's you could actually play it just on the WASD keys. Actually, you got mapped to arrow keys, which is kind of annoying, but you can remap it. Or at least I do on my keyboard because I've got the software. So you can just play it and on WASD and be fine. And all it is you're like shooting and you got like a rocket on your jet, and you're always kind of like falling unless you're shooting up in the air with the rockets. So you gotta kind of like figure that out. It's like kind of a weird thing. And as you progress and you level up, you like have certain challenges. You like destroy so many planes, destroy so many boats in the water or whatever. And as you progress, you get different like upgrades. You can go into the hangar and like change your plane. And as you change your plane, the music in the game dynamically changes depending on what part you have attached to the plane. There's apparently different color schemes that you can do because like right now it kind of looks like a Game Boy. It's got like the green and pea soup looking thing or whatever going on there. So apparently you can change stuff like that. It's very, very simple. There's not a lot to it, but if you just like score-based arcade games, it's great. It's a lot of fun.
One last thing, I forgot to mention it beforehand. Wolf Among Us. I know the first two episodes came out. Well, the first episode came out late in 2013, but the rest of the episodes came out this year. I really enjoyed that game too.
I'd really consider that this year game. So.
Yeah. Especially since 60 or 80% of it came out this year.
Yeah, I just say this year. It's good enough. It's like we've already talked about one game that didn't come out this year anyway, so I don't care.
True.
Grant, you any
I
games?
played Wolfenstein: The New Order. That was pretty kick-ass. Like that game.
I still have to play that in Far Cry 4.
I think I'm getting that for my birthday tomorrow. Far Cry 4
Oh, yeah.
and
Happy birthday.
Mordor. I don't know. I've gotten so many games, but I think they're all from last year and beyond.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, just talk about what you played.
Oh, I have played some Alien Isolation, not much since Halloween, but Dead Rising 3, Fable Anniversary, Mercenary Kings. Is that this year or was that last year?
I'm pretty sure
I
it
think
was this year.
I think it's just games we played this year. I don't think it's so much
Yeah.
games that came out this year.
Yeah, I mean, like I
That doesn't
said,
really change my stance. I've played so many games this year.
Yeah, you have. You've played a crap ton. Probably in a month, you've played as many games as I have this year.
okay, and I've got two more I just came up with.
Oh, yeah?
Thief.
Oh,
Thief.
yeah.
If you like old Thief, this Thief is fucking awesome.
Or Dishonored.
Well, Dishonored plays a little bit different.
No,
I think
I'm
Dishonored's...
just saying, if you like Dishonored, you should like Thief.
Oh yeah, you should. I mean, it's the same.
Oh, yeah.
The designers is the same guy who worked on the original Thief. I mean, the thing I like about it is it's definitely consoleized. It's got like the glint for like finding stuff. You can turn all that shit off and just play it like the old PC game. And it's like the two things that like really stick out to me. Can you hit F5 to save at any point? Yes. It's like as long as I can do that, I'm really happy. Thief was awesome. It actually for a Unreal Engine 3 game looks beautiful. I was like kind of shocked how much I liked that. It was a lot of fun. And then the other one I'm gonna mention, it says I'm 6 hours in right now, is if any of you guys played Full Mission video games, I know Grant was making fun of it last time we were talking. You know, because we were talking about Sega CD, and he's like, "That's all." FM.
I know. No.
Yeah. Anyways, lost my train of thought. There's a series called Tex Murphy on PC. I think it might have been on a couple consoles. I'm not sure about that. It had like a wit to it. It was like really, really interesting. They kind of put like it was like an old noir style kind of
Extremely
feel.
goofy.
Yeah, extremely goofy style. Like, you're like a detective in like a trench coat, and he kind of like, has that kind of feel to him. But then it's like in this like Blade Runner type like world, like New San Francisco, and it's got like all these like, it's supposed to be like in 2030 or something like that, 2050 or whatever. So the game ended, I want to say like 10 years, 10 years ago. The last one came out, and they left it where he got shot, and just left it there, and fans were pissed. And so they did a Kickstarter campaign, came out with this new one called Tesla Effect, and I've like 6 hours in, and it's just goddamn fantastic. It's
Yeah.
it's great. It's
Actually got
what.
stuck in it. Can't figure out what.
Oh yeah, it's hard as balls. The puzzles are like old school puzzles. You can sit there for like an hour or two trying to figure a puzzle out. It's really good. There's like a lot of references to like you have like a little AI that like you carry in your pocket. It's like always popping in saying dumb shit, and like he had like a reference to like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze, and I was just like, yeah, this game's so goddamn goofy. I love it.
That reminds me. Go ahead.
I just I've been meaning to play it because it reminds me of those old school adventure games, the FMV ones. So I was like, yeah, I gotta try this out.
Uh-oh, Grant started up Face Rig.
I'm
I was
trying
gonna
to figure it out.
No.
Trying to figure it out.
You talking about Thief and Tex Murphy reminded me of Shadowrun Dragonfall, the director's cut.
Oh yeah,
Really, really good.
I have it. Still haven't played it yet.
It's fantastic.
I
I love
like,
the Shadowrun universe.
I'm
Yeah, the
kind of
universe
curious
is
to
cool.
see how Grant's face rig thing works because I actually been meaning to get it, but I want to actually use it for motion capture for stuff. So
I have it running. I don't know why it's not.
yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Well, I can tell you definitively, it's online. Or does it say offline? Can't read that.
It says offline.
Hey, quit copying me, Grant.
Looks like you shut it off.
Oops.
That's what we need to get for Don Face Rig.
Still
Yeah,
needs a camera for it though.
it's true.
Yeah, but nobody see his face. He could be a big hamburger.
It's part of the mystery. No one sees my face.
Yep.
Skynet.
Not working out.
Yes.
I haven't told Joe and Grant this, but every time they've seen me, I've been wearing a mask. I don't actually look like I do.
Why'd you choose that?
Oh, Jesus. Going for the jugular.
Is this gonna be like
Because in
Back
real
to the
life,
Future?
I'm so good looking. I don't want to make you feel bad.
Oh yeah.
Is this like Back to the Future? You're gonna be like, Marty, I had a lot of work done. I didn't want to stun you, and you take the mask off, and you look exactly the same.
Maybe the same. Yeah.
Spoiler, I don't actually have a chin strap.
What?
Thought it was a drool cup.
So
but whatever.
disappointed now.
Yeah, Middle Earth. It is Middle Earth. Yeah, it is Middle Earth. Sorry.
What? Oh, Earth.
Yeah, I've asked for Lord of the Rings: Shadow of Mordor. I didn't realize.
Oh
it was
yeah,
Middle
it's
Earth
Middle Earth.
later.
Shit. What have I played this year?
Dead
I
Space 2,
cannot remember half the shit. Like said, yeah, we played.
Far Cry 3.
Well, I played Far Cry 3 and Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, I
What else
played
have I
Ground Zero.
played
Can't
through.
freaking end it.
Oh, I played
Got
through Back to. Speaking of which, Back to the Future, which I will say was fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, it's
great. I love the ending to it.
Yeah, the ending was great. Yeah, they had Michael J. Fox in it. But also, I just thought they did such a great job of bringing in the feel of the movies to it. I mean, everything down to text, the music. I mean, they just referenced as much as they possibly could, and also just the writing and style and everything. I think they did a decent job of capturing it. So.
Yeah, what I liked about it is, Michael J. Fox has got some health issues, so obviously he couldn't do it, the whole thing, for obvious reasons.
Right.
The guy they got sounds just like him. It's like
Yeah, like AJ Carrasco or something like that.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. It was really cool to see that Doc Brown was actually being played by Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
He did sound kind of raspy, you know, like you get with old age. But other than that, like
Right.
as soon as I got into it, like all that just went out of my head. I was like, oh my god, it's Doc Brown, awesome. Did they have the actual girl that played Jennifer? In the
Yes, the original Jennifer was playing as Jennifer. Yes.
From the first movie or
From
from
the first movie, yes. Not what's her? Not Elizabeth Shue, but the other one.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool too. So they had like
I wish
To me,
the guy who played Biff kind of bugged me a little bit. I thought he did not sound like him, to be honest. But
Yeah,
other than that,
but you know, it's Biff. Oh well.
Right.
Not my most loved character, so I don't care. Yeah, but out of that whole thing, it really felt like to me they did a good job because it was sort of coming off as like Back to the Future 3. It's
Or
like
4.
exactly what I wanted from it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and in the ending, they got to do another season now. They can't leave it like that.
Yeah, they better do another season because
Yeah.
it's definitely a finger.
I'm kind of worried that it's going to get overlooked though because of The Walking Dead and now Wolf Among Us.
And Game of Thrones too.
and Borderlands.
And
Borderlands.
Minecraft. Something will
Oh
help.
shit, that's right. They're doing Minecraft. Dude, like Telltale needs to slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
How the hell can they do Minecraft?
I don't know how the hell can it take 5 months to release episode 2 of Wolf Among Us.
That's because they have
Scheduling
60 other
conflicts.
games to do.
This episode, we build a house.
Yeah.
This episode of Creeper blows up half our house and reveals the lava flow and the stone wall burns it in the ground.
I want to see some crossover in the Borderlands and Minecraft because they had Minecraft. and
Yeah, because
Borderlands
they did
too.
that already.
Yeah.
Third
See.
episode, you find a shit ton of diamond, iron, and gold, and pretty much everything you need, and you die in a cave and can't find your fucking way back.
I'm waiting for the
Yeah,
Telltale
business
Terraria
upwards.
Yeah.
game. All told from a side scroller base.
That would honestly make more sense than Minecraft.
Probably. Oh, let's see. I finished Dark Void not long ago, and actually, I will say Dark Void was kind of underrated. Like it wasn't like the greatest game or anything I ever played, but it got really bad reviews, and for what it was good. Like the gameplay played pretty solid, and especially the flight part of it was flawless. Like there was no problems at all in the flight sections. Like
Did it play like Crimson Skies?
it played identical to Crimson Skies, which is perfect. It didn't need to change the formula at all. But even on the ground, it pretty much played like an Uncharted knockoff, and even had Nolan North, of course. So, I mean, it was silly and kind of over the top, like 50s sci-fi action type of style. But I mean, I did not see honestly anything wrong with that game. Like it wasn't the greatest game, but there was really nothing wrong. It was solid. Also had physics.
I want another Rocketeer game. Can we do that?
Yeah. Too bad. I don't even think that company. I think after Dark Void came out, they don't exist anymore. I'm not 100% sure, but
Capcom published it, but they didn't make it.
yeah. Well, it was Airtight, I think. Airtight
Okay,
Games.
Airtight Games, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like a okay game if you have nothing else to play. I don't mean to sound like an insult, but
Right.
9 times out of 10, I have something else to play. So
Well, as you know me, I kind of like flight sims and stuff, so I was kind of jonesing for something with some dogfighting and everything. So that game, it does that part really, really well. So I was happy with it.
yeah, that's true. I mean, if I think about it, the only thing I can think of is, and people are going to say you hate her or something. I don't know. Maybe they didn't give IGN enough money. I mean, I'm going to say right now, I mean, IGN likes money for reviews.
Yeah, they do. Actually, a game that I played this year, I could not stand. I only played like a couple hours of it. Was LA Noire.
Yeah, I
that game
fucking
is
hate
so
that game.
boring.
You cannot. That game was terrible. Like, I thought it was such a cool idea and everything, but like the interview process was retarded. Like two of the suggestions that you can do are synonyms for the same damn thing.
Yeah.
It's like, are they lying or do you doubt them? Well, I doubt them because I think they're lying.
Also, I don't know, you guys probably played it on PC, but I played it on 360, and the graphics were not good. So trying to get the facial expressions on there was like, it's almost as if like somebody slapped a thing of Play-Doh and that was their face.
The PC version looked really good, I think, for facial animation.
I actually thought it kind of looks like crap except for their faces. Like, yeah, I could tell like they had like this, maybe like 10,000, or 20,000 polygon person or whatever, but at least half of it was in their face.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, 360 was the opposite. Everything else looked great except for their faces.
So, yeah, I just could not get through that game.
Yeah. Then you had the problem that they didn't have a tongue or anything past their lips.
Yeah, there wasn't much back there.
Yeah, and then I ran into a problem where I did try a copy of it on PC, and then the problem I had is when you tried to push it over 60 frames, it would kind of break the game.
Oh, yeah, I had to keep it at 30 because anytime you try to do 60, it kind of acted a little bit funny.
I played all the way up to Homicide on my old computer. So you can probably guess how frustrating that was.
Yeah. I finished Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs was fantastic, actually. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Besides that, it was kind of
Definitely
at first.
I concur.
Like,
Is that on sale?
It was kind of broken, but once they fixed it and patched it in, the game ran really well, and I thought it was a really good new version of an open world type of game, and also just kind of, it was like no one else has really done a like modern-ish type of cyberpunk. That's kind of what that felt like. And
yeah.
It was just, even the hacking and everything in it. Like a lot of people, as you said, Nick, were kind of complaining. Like they're like, "Oh man, I thought it'd actually be hacking." I'm glad they didn't do that and they simplified it.
Yeah.
A lot.
That was an unrealistic thing.
Right.
I mean,
also, honestly, if you're doing it off your phone, you're going to want it to act like an app. So it's really just a couple button press and you get shit done, and that's the way it should have been.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some games that came out this year where you actually have to do almost like code hacking, but it's yeah, for the most part, people aren't going to want to deal with that, especially on consoles. They just want to press a button and move on.
Right.
No, it's to think it was going to be anything like that was completely unrealistic and not even a viable complaint to me.
Mm-hmm.
A quick aside, that's actually one of the cool things about Shadowrun, Dragonfall, or Shadowrun Returns, is that you have certain missions where you have to go into a computer, and they don't give you the choices, so it's not like you just mouse your thing. You actually have to type it in, and you can type in like a bunch of things. It's kind of like a small thing, but it really does enhance the experience. It's really pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I love Watch Dogs. I love noir. I love that kind of gritty crime drama.
Yeah, noir too.
Yeah, I love.
He's got the rough voice and everything.
Yeah, I liked Aiden. I liked how he was kind of one of the things I love about.
Honestly, but that's just me.
Sorry, was it what?
A douche. Aiden was a douche.
That's because you played it.
Yeah. Well, considering what happened to him, he can be forgiven.
Yeah.
But I did like the character. I liked how he was balancing, kind of like those two lives. One of the things I love about like superhero shows and shit like that, or anything really, is when like you have the main character in the room who's like he has these dual lives, and everyone else around him has no idea whatsoever. And he kind of like every scene he kind of lives that secret. He has that secret in the back of his mind, and that's always interesting to me. People that can balance that, that have like those two sides of themselves.
I mean, even when Aiden was a douche, I guess like it was kind of like you could tell it was stirring in his head. Like the acting and everything, he did a really good job in that game. Like you can tell like it kind of bothered him. Like and there's a couple scenes where like someone like finds out who he really is, and you can tell he's not necessarily okay with it. And like there's kind of like that redemption thing with him. Like he's trying to fix it, but he knows not everything he's doing is right, and he's trying to fix it.
Is he Batman?
Pretty much. Just the jerk.
No, yeah, he is. He's a vigilante. I mean, that's exactly what he is in the game. Which is, again, another nice take on that open world type of Grand Theft Auto type where he's actually trying to be a good guy.
But you can still run over people.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be the nicest guy in that game, but that kind of is the point of that, is to try and be a good guy.
I don't know anything about that. I use motorcycles because the only vehicles in that game that was worth a damn.
But you played on PS4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What, were the cars better in the PC version?
I don't know. I
Ran
didn't have a
fine
hard
for
time
me.
playing it, so I don't know if it was different.
But I don't think he was a douche, but that might be because I'm a douche. So I think it was. I don't know if I'm the best metric. There was. I don't know if I should discuss it as part of the story. Fuck it. It's spoilers for anybody. I'll give you a few seconds. All right. Well, for anyone listening, you've had your chance. I said spoilers. It's been long enough.
Yeah, we've all played besides
The
Nick.
part where Clara dies,
That was
I
stupid.
always dislike that in things. It's just like, man, if only he had something like a firearm or something that he can lay down
Yeah.
suppressing fire. If
Exactly.
only he had such a thing at his disposal. Why the hell is he running at her saying, "There, watch it"? No, just fucking. You have. At that point, I had an automatic shotgun, a couple of assault rifles, a couple of sniper
Grenade launcher.
rifles. Yeah, grenade launcher, IEDs, grenades, a bunch of pistols, a bunch of submachine guns. I could have done anything. I could have sniped all of them before they got to the cemetery and the time it took for them to run down. It just and the shots weren't exactly fatal either. So
Right.
it's like it's like why do you do that? Like,
You'd think a tombstone would actually provide a little bit more protection than that did.
well, I mean, depends on the rounds.
Yeah.
A 7.62 by 51 will shatter 3 inches of solid concrete.
I'd say also this year was kind of the year for the Wii U for a few of us. And
Can't believe I fucking heard that.
Smash
Well,
Bros.
but I got Smash Bros. For Christmas, and so far I'm enjoying it a lot. And I think Nintendo somehow has got some idea in their head that for some reason their stuff needs to be running at 1080 and at 60 frames. And you know what? Bravo on them. Even though like I've seen better looking games, Smash Bros. Runs smooth as silk. It is and looks crisp. I mean, they did a really good job.
Yeah, Smash Brothers is not a game you want to run choppy.
No.
Especially when they have like 8 players now can be.
Yeah, and you know what? It handles that like a dream. It doesn't even stutter. It handles it fantastically. I play Mario Kart for the most part the same way. You have a little bit of internet lag here and there with those, but
Same with anything.
yeah, same with anything. And Nintendo's a little bit I don't know. Even with Smash Bros, every once in a while, I'll get some internet lag that. It's like, why are you doing this? But other than that, it's Nintendo Network. They're still kind of, this is all kind of new to them. They're trying to figure all that out. But, and of course, Wind Waker didn't run at 60, ran at 30, but Wind Waker HD was a fantastic update to a wonderful game. Honestly, I think it's the best Zelda I probably ever played. And yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed my Wii U so far. I kind of wish I had more games to play on it, but it is what it is. So.
Sorry, Don. Let me explain the story. So we were talking about E3 podcast one time, and I said something how like came out of E3 thinking, well, the Nintendo doesn't look like shit. It looks really cool. And then Joe was like, I need to buy it, and then bought it like right there while we were on the
I
product.
was already thinking it, and also it passed my qualifications of at least there's 10 games for it that I want. And
I did not
Nintendo,
take any effort on my end to do anything. I was like, yeah, it looks pretty good. You're like, I just bought a Wii U.
yeah. Well, yeah. And, well, also, again, because I knew Grant had it, and I knew Steve and stuff would get it, so, I mean, it's a fun game it's a fun system, like, it's pretty much my multiplayer system at this point with Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And probably maybe some other stuff that'll eventually come out. Like, it's just been mostly, it's a party system.
Yeah.
For me now. It's kind of hard. I mean, I might be able to get one other person to sit here with me and maybe play like Guacamelee or something on the PC, but if I have other people, the Wii U is probably a better fit for that. And I don't feel like spending the money on PS4 and Xbox One because all the games come out on PC and are better on them.
Yeah,
pretty much. That's
so
funny
the
'cause
games that are on the Wii U are exclusive. It's the only place I can get them. That's why I was like, I'm getting the Wii U first. And also, it makes the transition not as bad because it looks slightly better than last gen systems. So
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of strange that you choose that. I remember you saying a few seconds ago, if that's how good my memory is, that you said that you bought the Wii U because you knew a couple of other your friends would have it. Because for me, when I buy a system, I'm like, I know for a fact that none of my other friends are gonna fuck. Joe and Grant and Steve and Rick, they're not gonna touch an Xbox One. Buy it. So I play Warframe all the time. Like I can't fucking play anything else. I can't play Left 4 Dead. Can't play Civ 5. All these fucking assholes play it. Just play Warframe because God, they'll never touch it.
we play Warframe quite a bit.
Yeah. 4 days, not quite a bit, but go ahead.
Not recently. I mean, I've played a couple times with you, and Grant's played a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, anyways, last thing I can think of us all actually sitting down and actually having like a communal experience was Evolve.
I love the shit out of Evolve. That was a lot of
And it
fun.
was fantastic, yes.
Yeah. I really want to do that again. I have $50 in my Steam wallet, and I'm just gonna save it probably for Evolve.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Like, normally, at least once every, like, couple of weeks or so, Rick's like, is Evolve out yet?
It's like,
'Cause
yeah,
it was-
dude.
It's probably one of the most, I mean, it was just in beta, and there's going to be so much more to it, but already right there was one of the best multiplayer experiences I've probably ever had.
Hopefully it'll
Yeah.
have 5 players with friends.
Yeah, hopefully they'll let you do that.
Well, it's funny because I watch the Achievement Hunter, shit, Rooster Teeth, and they had a Let's Play. They had 2 Let's Plays in Evolve, and they routinely got a 5th person in there, that one of those guys, in as the monster. I don't know how the hell they did it, and it was in the
Probably
beta,
'cause
so.
there's only a few people playing.
Yeah,
No, I mean
there
it was a beta. It was the same time, you know.
Oh.
But I mean, we tried to just get somebody to join our game after the fact, and it wouldn't allow us to because we're all in the party.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they fix that because, I mean, I understand for like the ranking and everything, you kind of don't want to do that because you can like achievement hunts and do all kinds of stupid shit. But like when you're just for fun, like I want to hunt down my friend, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That honestly should be the first consideration instead of like, oh, you know, because achievements, they're like a side thing. They're not that important. They really shouldn't. You shouldn't develop a game around your achievements. It should be kind of the other way around. But like, I don't really particularly care if about the rankings and leaderboards, you know, because most people, realistically, only going to be 10 people at the top of that leaderboard.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how that works. So it's like, just have it so that, you know, it's a party game. They have to know their friends are going to be playing together. So I don't know why they overlooked that. The only other problem I can have with that game was the fact that, the only other problem I had with the beta was the really, really long load times. But other than that, yeah. I mean, I had a lot of fun those nights playing with you guys. Looking forward to that coming out. Which actually, if you want to end on that, we can probably do what games we're looking forward to next year.
Well, I was just gonna do a couple honorable mentions and maybe talk about what I was looking forward to. Yeah. One game I want to mention if nobody's played it, for sure. One guy I know, Nate from the Tech Syndicate community, has a server that he hosted for this free-to-play game called Unturned, and it's sort of like a light version of DayZ, and I've never liked DayZ, so this has got like a weird look to it. It's like the most simplest ass graphics you've ever seen. It's kind of like minimum, but even dialed down a bit more. And just like DayZ, you go through and you like find things like seeds, and you can plant them. It's like when you actually have friends to play with that game with, it's actually kind of fun, like in the dumbest way. Like if you were to play it by yourself, it's not fun at all. But it's like, I think it's something that if you have a lot of friends and you're on a PC and you guys want to goof around one night, it's a perfect game just to mess around with and explore the world.
It's only
Right now,
153 megabytes.
yeah, it's not big at all. And right now the world's not very big. It's still kind of being built on top of everything, but yeah, it's worth a shot. It's like really weird because everything's like all cubed looking and whatnot, and then you'll like find like moles and maggots to like shoot zombies and shit, and other stuff in the wilderness, and it's kind of nuts. Like I found a Uzi one night. We found a military base on one of the islands, And it's like I was just blown away, and it's like really bizarre because everything's like when it dies, it just goes bam, and it falls on the floor. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I've seen a Let's Play of it, and it makes it makes Unturned makes Minecraft look like Crisis, but
Yeah, pretty much. But it's just like it's dumb fun. It's especially if you have friends. So
shit, I'm fucked then. Oh, Grant's playing it right now.
I just downloaded it.
it took like a whole 2 seconds. I see that new router's working.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got the new router. What'd you end up getting? I don't forget.
The expensive one.
Did you actually get the Nighthawk? Please don't tell me you got the Nighthawk.
I don't know. You showed two of them to me, and I got them.
I did not show you the Nighthawk because I knew that was like stupid.
No, I didn't. Then
Joe.
it's not that.
Joe.
What? Do you have a Nighthawk? Yeah. Oh shit.
Fuck you. I'm disowning you. Yeah, the only thing I want to try to say is you tried to explain to old fogies how to set up a router with like BDWRT on it or WRTDD on it or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Something to plug in and go.
Yeah. But shit. Let's see. I actually tried out Insurgency too. That was actually a game I surprisingly was enjoying a lot, and I need to play more.
Yes,
Couldn't
you do.
stand that.
I don't know what it is about that game. It's just I almost felt like you can just pretty much just jump in and it's mostly common sense, like go in, hide, and try not to get yourself killed and shoot people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, to me, it's like first person SOCOM.
Yeah.
It's like you get shot, it's not like you're a bullet sponge. You get shot, you're dead.
Right.
It's like it's fantastic, and it has peeking around corners, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And not in the
And also, I was happy because I was surprising Nick on my sniping abilities.
yeah, he was sniping people like super far away, like nothing. It was beautiful. It was like I was just like dying to watch his play cam because it was fantastic.
Yeah, they're pretty much like half a mile away on top of a hill or something. I was just like, boom, done.
It's like one of those games that runs on Source Engine. It looks like a simulation, but then it's like you'll see like parts of it. It's like, God, this is so ugly, and then you see other parts of it. It's like, man, the optics on the scopes are like beautiful.
Yeah, the optics on the scope, they did a really, really good job.
Yeah. It's like I don't know if you noticed too, like the overabundance of players when we were playing it were all like Marines and Navy and Army.
Yeah.
We were playing on 7th Cav server. Which was kind of crazy. And Joe was like picking him off left and right, which was like I was kind of like proud of him. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll have to get back into that sometime. I downloaded Chivalry the other day because enough people have been bugging me to get it for like almost a year now. So I figured, good price, get like a 4-pack, give it to some people that I know that have been wanting to play it. I'm kind of surprised how much I like it. The weird thing is I actually like the Deadliest Warrior expansion pack more, just because it's silly. Because in that they're like pitting like the regular one, it's just knights, like different variations of knights with different types of armor and whatnot. You got like an archer, and then everybody else, it's all hand-to-hand combat. Where on the Deadliest Warrior, it's like you can be a Greek warrior, you can be a pirate, you can be a ninja, a samurai, like all this crazy shit. And for some reason, it seems like the bounding boxes or whatever for each person is, I don't know, it seems to work a lot better than the original Chivalry. It's a lot easier to play than the original one was. I notice like when I go into the original one, I have time, like I'll be like right up on somebody and my ping's like, in the low air end. and it just doesn't register. Where on this one, it was like no problems whatsoever. So it's fun. It depends. It's like the type of person's gonna like it. It's like if you ever played Quake and you find yourself trying to kill people with the gauntlet a lot, you'll probably like this game.
Fair enough. And also, that is Deadliest Warrior, if I remember correctly, was one of Don's favorite shows.
Yeah, love that show.
That's what it's based on.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah.
Fuck that goddamn show and everything about it.
I know. Some of it was pretty stupid in it.
Some?
It was a lot.
What I
Like, I
think's
like
funny,
the premise, but it was just some of their experts or whatever didn't seem like experts to me. They felt like bros with swords.
Yeah, it was such a fucking dude bro show. It was unbelievable. I'm surprised that they didn't have like the historical reenactors, like having an ancient Apache with like a fucking one of those dumbass hats with a gold sticker on it, cocked sideways. So fucking bro. I'm surprised the host didn't have like hard hat, beard fucking helmets or whatever, or beard helmets rather. I can't even fucking talk. That show's terrible. Fuck everything about that.
I gotta go play Call of Duty. I'll be back in a little bit. We can't stop talking about games we played this year without talking about Titanfall.
Of course, played a
That's
shit
a
ton, and
weird
I need to
game.
get back into playing that a little bit. But I've just been kind of in a groove lately of actually trying to finish my single player games. So
Yeah, it's sad. I've played a lot of it. A lot. I've got like 5 days and counting on the clock.
yeah, you got a lot. Like, I don't know how many hours I got. It's probably over 100 hours, but
Dude, I got like 38 minutes.
Cool. There's nothing to say about that game other than I just like it because it pretty much fixes every problem I had with Call of Duty. Like,
pretty much.
the problem I've always had with Call of Duty was the noob tubes. I had a problem with not being able to run more than 4 steps and getting out of breath.
Yeah, and
This
Titanfall, you just keep running.
you just keep running. There's an option just like
And on
turn off the
walls.
option to hit shift. You can just like hit forward and you just run.
Yeah, I turned that off. Just always run. Fuck it.
Yeah, just run all the time, and it doesn't matter where. Just run on walls. Just run on
Yeah.
everything. It's cool.
Mhm.
Like I've gotten so good at the movement in that game. I'll do like weird shit where I'll look like a skateboarder or something. I'm like, dude's trying to shoot me, and I'm like, no, stop dead on this wall and fly off this way, and then run over here, and then stop dead and fly over here. And he's like so confused on the ground, going like this, and then I'll just like stomp right on his ass.
The one thing they didn't fix is their community and fan base. That they need to fix, big time. But
Oh,
other than that,
That's the thing that really irritates me right now is you can't even get into anything besides attrition.
Yeah.
Like nobody's
No,
playing.
they don't play any of the other cool little game types. Everyone's on attrition.
Yeah.
that reminded me when I played Halo Reach. The thing that would piss me off the most is that you're playing Halo Reach. It has armor abilities. All new maps. Every time you went to the Halo Reach, it was always the same thing. Everybody would vote Blood Gulch and Classic Slayer. So it's pretty much just like playing every other fucking Halo game multiplayer.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I probably got the most used out of any game this year with Titanfall. I've played a shit ton of that game. It's ridiculous. I still can't snipe worth a shit. Yeah. So I mean, what you guys looking forward to? I know Don had an idea, so.
I Evolve. It's pretty much the only thing that comes to my mind right now. No Man's Sky I'm a little interested in.
I'm kind of getting nervous about No Man's Sky now.
Yeah.
Because
Now you
it's
made me
awesome.
nervous.
Well, because they kept showing, the only thing they've been showing is all the exploration stuff, and now I'm starting to be like, okay, well, what do I do?
Yeah. Well, you heard about the
Before it was
problem they had,
cool
right?
because there wasn't that much. It was brand new and everything, and like, it's like, oh, this is so cool and everything. It's like, and I just expected them to show more of the gameplay later on, but so far they haven't, and it's.
You think that has anything to do with their studio flooding?
No, I don't.
No,
Okay.
they had that all online backed up. Like
Yeah,
their
they had
stuff
all-
got destroyed, but they got insurance back on it.
Yeah, that is pissing me off. I don't know, like, is there ground combat of some sort? I know there's space combat.
Right, but they haven't even shown space combat, so I'm like, what? Come on, like, I need to see more
Yeah.
stuff.
From what I've seen, I'm getting kind of nervous because to me, right now, from the material that they shown, it looks like outer space randomly generated Proteus.
Yeah.
Basically. So, it could just end up being a walking simulator, and that's not what I want from it.
Yeah, actually, isn't Star Citizen finally supposed to come out next year, or is that another year?
Depends. I mean, it got pushed back like 3 times, didn't it?
Yeah, well, that's just because they keep getting more money.
Yeah. And that's the problem with Chris Roberts. The more funding he gets, he's like, oh, I could do this. And I could do this.
Right.
I could do this. And
I
if they
can do
keep on
this.
getting more money, they're just going to keep on delaying it. So
Yeah, probably.
he needs to be like Valve and just be like, comes out next week. No, comes out.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah, and then just like, we don't talk about it to like where it's in the
Valve doesn't
employee.
release games. What are you talking about?
Dude, in the
Actually,
employee
what was Valve's
handbook,
last
it
game?
literally says now, don't talk about Half-Life 3. So,
Like, was Counter-Strike Go the last one? Did that come out this year?
no, that came out like 2 years ago. It was like came out on PlayStation 3.
Like, then, like,
And that
what the hell is
technically,
working?
that technically wasn't even Valve because that was Hidden Valley working on that.
All right.
So
What the hell's Valve working on? I
What
know they
happened
actually,
to Steam Box? What the hell's going on with that?
they're still coming out.
they can't. Nobody can figure out what to do with the controller, honestly. So
No.
you know, I got a feeling it's just gonna be they're just gonna be like using Xbox One or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
release
you
this
use
thing.
the PlayStation 4 controllers.
I don't know. We'll see. The OS has come a long way though. I've
Yeah, it's
periodically messing with it here and there. It's gone from like damn near impossible to install on any system to just put the USB stick in and go. So, and it's amazing. It's like you don't worry about drivers or anything like you do with other versions of Linux. You just install it and it recognizes what you have and loads it in. There's been some problems with the updater in it. It's supposed to update as it like updates Steam. It's supposed to update the drivers and stuff, and it's not been doing that. So there's some reasons why it's not being pushed out, but it's coming along. I mean, typical Valve. Take the damn time until it comes out. So
right until it's right.
yeah, until it's right. Which you can't ever say they've released a broken game. I think. So.
Yeah. I really can't think of any other games though that I'm looking forward to next year.
Order 1886 or 1860.
Oh yeah, the Order, but that means I have to get a PS4.
Yeah. Great one. With a bunch of 20s.
Which yeah, there's no chance in hell I'm getting that. So.
Didn't Janet get it?
Janet did get it. Yeah.
She should sell it and get a better video card.
I'll tell you what, in the off chance we end up rooming together next year sometime, I'll let you play it on my PS4, provided I have it up there with me. But probably not. I'm probably just going to keep my PC. Because honestly, it's like you said, everything I want to play or anything you can play, it's on Xbox and PS4.
Yeah, like I said, my rule of thumb for consoles right now is like it needs at least 10 games I know for sure that I want for it, and for me to feel like it's worth buying. And the PS4 and Xbox One have not clicked that yet. Even though if I wanted to be kind of weird, I could probably count all the Master Chief Collection as like all separate games if I really wanted to, but I won't do that.
There's plenty of people doing that. I keep on going back and forth. There's like a few games I want to play on Xbox One, but then I'm like, yeah, it'd just be like the last Xbox. It just either break or I don't use it. So
it's already broken from what I understand. Like everything you used to be able to do on Xbox 360 is like a separate app, and none of it works.
Yeah, or like the party system's all broken stuff.
It's like even just getting achievements to pop up is like a pain in the ass. Like it won't register, or it'll take a minute to have it pop up, or just it's a fucking disaster from what I understand.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the PC for a while. We'll just see how the consoles pan out.
Right.
Yeah, become really.
What about you, Grant? Anything you're looking forward to this next year?
Splatoon, Yoshi's Woolly World. That's coming out like in 3 days or so.
Yeah, it's really soon.
But yeah.
Anything else? Come on, man. Get some enthusiasm.
Is Phantom Pains coming out next year?
Yes, it should be out this next year.
Then I'll
and that definitely looks. I'm looking forward to that, especially after how Ground Zeroes turned out on PC. So.
Yeah. Vagina bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? I've taken a gigantic break from Japanese games, so I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I'm not going to explain it.
No.
Okay.
Best if you don't.
All right.
Honestly, the only, I mean, I guess Kojima, those games, I barely count those as Japanese. I mean, it is Hideo Kojima, but he has such like a hard on for American stuff, so I kind of don't count it. But
Yeah.
I am kind of looking forward to the new Final Fantasy. I kind of just want to see how it actually pans out and everything because it's supposed to be a little more action based. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious. But other than that, I have no interest in anything that's Japanese as far as I can think of.
If it was just Square, I would agree. I'd have high hopes for it, but Square Enix, and ever since, that's one of the things I very, very, very rarely ever write about anything in my life, and that was one of the things I wish that I was wrong about, is when Square Enix merged together. I'm like, all their fucking games are going to be shit. Enix is just going to bring them down. Everything's going to be bad or subpar, and fuck me, I was right.
When did they merge? Wasn't it like during PlayStation 1 or something like
It
that?
was
It's PlayStation 2
2008.
very early. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
the Bouncer I think was the last pure SquareSoft game. if I
For some
remember correctly.
reason.
Final Fantasy X-2 was, I think, the first Square Enix game released.
Maybe.
Which actually kind of, I don't know if we'll have time. I don't know if you guys want to discuss it. We'll put it to kind of a vote. There was a controversy with one of the Tekken characters, and I think it was because she looked like Hatsune Miku, some like weird blonde fighter in like a bunny girl outfit. I don't know what the hell her deal was, but one of the tweets that the developer came with, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's not a shaved head, bearded, muscle-bound guy." I kind of want to talk. Japanese developers have long had this idea that all Western gamers want is like super, super macho, like shaved head, bearded guys. When they just don't seem to understand, we just don't want our characters to be effeminate. Like we want to know when we look at them that they're a guy, not like Vaughn from Final Fantasy. I think what was it, 11,
Well,
12? Yeah, where I did not know for months if that was a man or a woman or not. I just,
I knew right away it was a boy, but yeah.
I'm really kind of done with that whole thing. Another thing that pisses me off is most of the time you play as soldiers, and in the army you're to a dress code. So gotta take that into account. But what do you guys think about it? Do you think it's ever going to go away? Do you think that the stereotypes
No,
are
it's
going to
such
go
a
away?
Japanese art style thing.
Yeah.
No, I just mean the thought that all we want is,
Oh, no, probably not. At least not for a while. Yeah, they just kind of have their prejudice towards our Western style games, so that's just how they
Yeah.
are.
It's the bigger companies need to get over it. There's some change. Capcom's kind of being forced into it now because they have
Right.
no choice. They're so broke now. You look at what's going on with them and Sony and the co-development of Street Fighter V.
Right.
So there's going to be some Western influence on that kind of stuff now. Square Enix is a little bit better off still, but you can tell basically what it looks like. What they wanted to do is they wanted to own a few Western studios so they could still have that, but not compromise
Own stuff. Right.
their own stuff. The truth is for like a while, like in Japan, regardless, and I pretty much argue here too, cell phones have been the way to game there now. But the people that do console game, if you look at it, it's actually pretty diverse. One of the dirty secrets is Call of Duty actually sells well in Japan.
Yeah, that actually does.
And so there is a market there in Japan itself for people who want to play that game. It's just that the way business works and the way that they think it's like a traditional thing or whatever, they need to keep on carrying on or whatnot. Like with their style, they think it's like a unique thing that only Japan can bring. And we've seen Western people bring Japanese style games here. It's
Right.
so they
Or
need to get
cartoons or whatever, yeah.
they need to get over that. I don't know what's going on there as far as like the execs and what they think. It's in video game history. Japanese execs have made many, many, many terrible decisions. I don't see that
Yeah.
going anytime soon. I mean, if you look at Sega, they pretty much did themselves in because their Japanese
Yep.
counterparts were just terrible. They had a chance. I don't know if you guys knew this, but the N64, they had a chance to actually buy the N64 hardware from Silicon Graphics. And they're like, no, we've got the Saturn thing. It's going to be better. So, yeah, it's nothing new. It's frustrating just to deal with Japan. Knowing people
Well-
that worked in a Japanese company, I know they want to rip their fucking hair out dealing with Japanese execs sometimes. It's like talking to a baby sometimes. It's like they're very mindset in a certain way, and that's the way it is, and don't
Right.
ever change from that. Some of the developers are that way. For the longest time, look at Kojima. He didn't want to switch, like, give you the option to switch the controls on Metal Gear. It was just like,
Mhm.
no, I'm not going to do that. That's like terrible idea. So, I don't know. We'll see a resurgence sooner or later, and it'll be when basically they're running out of money and don't have any choice.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see them change their minds. We'll see like a Final Fantasy. It plays a little bit more like a Skyrim or whatever. And
Mhm.
I hope we don't get to that point, but
I mean, supposedly that's what they're trying to do with Zelda a little bit, but we'll see how that actually turns out.
and I'm gonna applaud them for that. It looked great. It just looked kind of empty right
Agreed.
now, but it's
Mhm.
still being
Yeah, it looked
made.
kinda
So
Right.
I just want to be excited about another Final Fantasy game because I haven't been excited about a Final Fantasy game since 9. And even then, I didn't really like 9 all that much.
oh, look at what is it? Flying
Unfortunately,
Fairy Default, whatever it was
No,
called.
Bravely Default.
Yeah, everybody I know that's played that has said,
That's awesome.
they are super
Yeah, it's
excited
fantastic.
about that because they actually did make some changes that they thought would have been great for Final Fantasy and the way that
You
the
can
combat stuff
speed
handles.
through battle.
But it was
Yeah,
very,
actually,
very-
Grant has it,
oh,
don't you?
Yeah.
but
What's
I
it
get
called? Flying Fairy what?
what's
Yeah,
it
you
called?
Bravely Default.
Bravely Default. That's it.
And Grant, how is it?
It's really good.
But the changes
Why?
are like minor, right? They're not like huge changes.
No, it's pretty much the same as Final Fantasy, except there's things like you can do auto battle where your characters will do the same thing you already told them to do. You can speed or make it so the battles just fly through them, so you can just like most Final Fantasies I played like 7 and 8, you didn't actually have to ever grind in those, but in the old ones you did.
Mm-hmm.
In this one you still have to grind, but it doesn't feel like grinding because you can just do it, and it's I don't know.
Kind of on auto.
Yeah, really easy.
Yeah, so everybody I know that's played it said that they like it, and they said it was just because they added some changes to it, ever be so minor, but they weren't locked into the same bullshit again,
Mm-hmm.
So even just like Japanese fans of RPGs are starving for something new. They just thought that was great, even though it wasn't like a major change to anything. So I don't know. There are people out there that do make good games in Japan, but you got a whole bunch of problems. And then, like the indie guys, they have a harder time there because in Japan you actually have to have a publisher because of some law bullshit, and it gets into a whole other thing. So when changes happen in that country, I think we will see a resurgence of the Japanese game market in America and whatnot. But right now, it's corporate dummies. I know Valve has had a hard time dealing with Japan as far as like some of their distribution goes. A lot of games have to get locked out because of some dumb laws and stuff there. So there's like, and I know like recently they were talking about, what is it? Russia is now doing some region encoding for some of the same reasons.
Oh,
Steam,
Australia does too.
Fucking
Yeah.
Russia. Haven't they screwed up enough this year?
So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting subject. I hope it changes, but I don't have much hope in it. There's some people out there hearkening for it. The creator of Mega Man has been saying this for a long time. Inafune, is that his name?
Yeah. Inafune.
Yeah. It seems like maybe with Metal Gear and the way it's changed in the past couple iterations and some of the larger changes, Konami's starting to get it, And Konami's on Steam. You got Capcom on Steam now, which is something that would never happen. Wouldn't even
Yeah,
thought
and
about 2 years
Square.
ago. Yeah, Square's on there. I mean, it's changing. It's just slow. It's
Yeah,
like watching
like
paint
I
dry.
think I said to Rick the other day, I was like, you know what? I'm like 5, 6 years ago, whatever. If you were to tell me, hey, I could go on Steam and get Final Fantasy 13 and the sequels, I'd be like, you're full of shit.
Yeah, I mean that's huge from like a
Mhm.
Japan perspective. Um, and it's weird too because if they were to release it on Steam in Japan, they wouldn't get anything for it. It'd be a waste of
Right.
money. But
Yeah.
somebody's along the way learned that hey, here PC market and in Europe is really viable, and if you want to make money over here, you got to release your stuff on PC. And
It was probably because they bought IDOS.
yeah, well
They were always friends with IDOS.
yeah. Well, and the thing that surprises me too is that the ports that they've been doing, like a lot of Japanese studios on PCs, actually been pretty good.
Yeah, they haven't
Not
been
Dark
too bad. Or
Souls.
even if they were bad, they ended up fixing it
Yeah.
along the line.
So it's getting there, Don. Don't worry about it. Just you'll
Well-
be 90 before your concerns are addressed.
Well, yeah. The last thing I want to bring up, tying together terrible decisions and remakes, with the recent thing how they're not going to remake or have a sequel to Final Fantasy VII remind me of this. Last thing I'm going to bring up is what game would you guys want to have remade? For me personally, it'd be Vagrant Story, or had not remade or just kind of brought, kind of got an update or remake, HD remake,
Jet Force
whatever.
Gemini.
I
We're
think
just
you guys
talking
know
about
my
Japanese
answer.
games.
I definitely know that answer, Joe.
Yeah.
Commander.
Mario
Yeah.
Party.
Except they do come out with new Mario parties.
Yeah, but none of them are HD remakes of older Mario Party. Like Mario Party 1 and 2. But yeah, Wing Commander, I guess, for you, Vagrant Story for me, Jet Force Gemini for Grant, because he's a terrible person. What about you,
Yeah.
Nick?
Man, I'll have to go in the Wayback Machine.
You have to go way back.
Let's see here.
Making references no one should know about.
Yeah.
Well, most of the games I played that I really fell in love with is in the 8-bit and 16-bit era. And if I had to say, what I'd
Right.
love to see is a HD side-scrolling version of Castlevania 1 through 3, or
Actually, would be good.
just take all the old ones and redo them. Like go back through and start doing like Bloodlines or Super Castlevania and stuff like that. I love the Castlevania series, and I still think it has good gameplay. And with the stuff that they've done with the loot grabbing and the systems that they brought out in Symphony of the Night, you could do a lot and remake those. You could
Yeah,
actually make
that
Castlevania 2 good.
Good.
Crazy, yeah.
Oh, and yeah, it could actually have like lighting and stuff for when it changes to nighttime and everything. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and you could actually have translation.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be cool.
Well,
I wouldn't mind seeing.
All Night for a Curse though.
Yeah.
God, man, how much would you love to see a Fox Engine version of the first Metal Gear Solid?
Ooh,
Yeah,
cool.
pretty cool.
Because
Yeah.
that game looks so old in the tooth now. It's terrible. Like when they talk, it's like their lips are closed all the time. They just go.
Oh, I finally found pants. Yay.
And I'm gonna tell you this: living with Grant, that's a big deal.
Derailed everything I was thinking about.
Funnily enough, Grant without pants on was exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, but I've been thinking about that since I played Metal Gear the other day. I'm like, I would even just be happy to have the PS2 versions of 2 and 3 ported to PC, because actually the HD versions are pretty good.
Yeah.
Construction helmet.
But yeah, they need to redo, and not re-release the GameCube version, but they need to redo one. And they could redo the original NES ones too, or the I guess technically the MSI or MSX versions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot there that they
I
can
need to play
revisit.
that
And Kojima doesn't need to handhold it either. Just let someone
No.
else do it. So, but anyways, that's all I have for today.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
an hour and
I'm
18.
fine with calling it quits for today. We had a good
Yeah.
cast.
Yeah.
You're welcome, America.
Anyways, I want to say thanks for the presents. It's like
You're welcome.
So, yeah, you. Hmm. So, anyways, we'll end it. We'll probably be back early next month. I want to.
Yep.
We're gonna try to do a staggered thing where we're gonna do a retro save cast and final save cast. We've been trying to do retro save cast, and with the holidays, it's been damn near impossible. Matter of fact, today when I started,
Oh yeah,
I was
especially
like,
with the holidays. Like today, even was kind of just a spur of the moment type of thing. Like it's kind of hard to plan it out
yeah.
right now.
Today I was just like, hey, get in a truck, we're going downtown, you know. So yeah, Don, thanks for joining us again. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep, every time.
Found a shirt.
Thanks, Grant.
Yeah, thank you, Grant.
Thanks
Get
for
a lot
putting
of
pants
input.
on.
Yeah.
And for putting pants on.
Joe, thanks for hosting. You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Later. Good night, everyone.